Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships, where today I want to go over the new event in the Armory, Steel Fleet, where the opportunity to spend steel if you happen to have loads of it, or not as much if you're going for something like the Valparaiso or Le Havre. Gonna guess on that one. So basically I just want to give you my thoughts and opinions because, hey, it's quite a big steel investment. I had enough steel, I went and picked up Valparaiso. But I'll give you my thoughts on the other ships just from a glance, so to speak. And also you have some other things like the Silver Ray enemy destruction effect and some camouflages you can spend your steel on as well. Now it's really important to note here, under your coupons, if it hasn't already popped up for you, you actually get, it should be a 15% coupon for the Steel Fleet event. And I use that for Valparaiso, so I think it's something like 25,500 steel, all said and done. So, you have a lot of steel. You want to spend it. What are my thoughts? Let me kind of give you a breakdown and just giving you my my view of the ships. Now, of course, you're going to have community contributors or even maybe other WoW's content creators who are more rich in resources than myself who can give you more accurate opinion, but I'll do the best to give you my thoughts. So we're just going to work our way top down. So the most expensive ships are these three here for 39,000 steel. Starting off first, we have the Hawaii. It's an American tier 10 cruiser with a large hit point pool. It has a high main battery damage per minute. Modified shells, alternative fire mode available, surveillance, radar, consumable available, and small caliber guns. So technically, if I go here into the port, this is kind of one of the gimmicks on this boat. It's not actually going to show me the alternative shells, is it? Modified shells. So the main battery reload time is negative 43.3%. Firing over elevated terrain is easier, but you lose a reduction on your chances of HE cells causing a fire on target. Your main battery firing range decreases, and your main battery AP shell damage decreases as well, and taking a target lead is more difficult. So basically, if you want to be kind of not firing over islands, then you're just going to be utilizing the main battery. You can see that reload time is pretty significant. So it's kind of like if you get destroyers spawn on you, or subs, or just something closer, or you want to shoot over an island on something. Basically, that's where Hawaii's main battery comes in handy. Otherwise, you're probably just going to be rocking the normal 127s with 21mm penetration. So you can see it's coded 12 by 2. It's technically 24 guns total. Not that you can necessarily fire all 24 at a time, but it's a very modern ship, very much post World War II. That survivability, 71,100 hit points for a cruiser. So I'm guessing they're saying this is more like a heavy cruiser hull. And let's find out. Yeah, 27, 28, and 229. So you can definitely ricochet some things there. It looks like your Citadel. Ooh, it's a waterline Citadel. Kind of sneaky. Your AA defense, you can see, is also extremely high. So a bit of an AA monster here with continuous damage and the damage by shell explosions. Let's see that. Where is my range? Long range and medium range AA, 6 kilometer. So concealment 15, so not gonna have a strong conceal, what, probably 12 something, I'm guessing. So all in all, you have that. I believe it does also have radar and hydro. We can scroll down here and it will show. Yeah, so you got a heal, you got a hydro, and you've got the radar. I'm guessing it's either a 9 or 10 kilometer radar, not 100%. So if you like the light cruiser style of the game, then you know Hawaii could be for you, and I'll give you my thoughts more in depth as we go on. You also have Bremen. It is a tier 10 German cruiser with light cruiser guns. It has actually 16 in total. High main battery damage per minute. HU shells have high armor penetration capabilities. So basically, I believe this ship has the quarter penetration that the German boats get. Enhanced hydroacoustic search consumable available, high detectability, low ship speed. So we're gonna go ahead and come in here. Let's go down. Let's actually go down first. So you have your normal DCP repair party, probably German hydro. I'm gonna guess 6, and spotter plane is probably going to be running here. So what is this ship boasting? Well, it's boasting 16 150mm guns on a 5.3 second reload time with a 23.7 second turret traverse with a range of 18.1. So kind of think of it as, you know, the shells are going to be definitely traveling faster than like 127s, kind of like the Hawaii. So this boat seems to be a bit more, I would argue, probably equipped for kiting, probably not much of a pusher. We'll check that here, but you can see, like, you know, if I get broadside cruisers or battleships, you're going to be wanting to switch over to that armor piercing 3900, because again, these are 150s. 51,700 hit points, so a massive hit point pool difference between Hawaii and Bremen. So I'm going to guess the armor is a bit more tanky here. 25, ooh, 25mm nose, okay. 30 with 30, 130, a 40 on the icebreaker. I'm going to guess it has a kind of a turtleback armor scheme, and the citadel's above waterline. So not as many hit points to play with, but the boats, you know, kind of play a little differently. Like Hawaii, you're going to be looking to play more on key objectives with the cap. You know, here Bremen is a little bit more of a farmer, I'm going to say. You even have torps. You have 4x5. Let's see what those look like. So it's 12 kilometer torpedoes, 16,500 damage, 50 knots, so really slow. So you're probably not building into your torpedo tubes like at all. Let's see what's the other rack. So probably more of a broadside spectrum of your torpedo arcs. You might be looking at, I don't know if you'd be taking Pack-a-Punch with the secondaries, because you got 128s. 8.3 could be a little bit secondary fun there as well, I suppose. I'm not certain. Worse detectability than Hawaii, 16.2. So this is a bit more of a farmer. Hawaii, I don't know if Hawaii would be considered a farmer. So those are kind of the differences there. Aki is essentially a tier 10 Yamato, except it's a hybrid battleship. So you have a large HP pool, long firing range, a hybrid ship dive bombers available, few main battery guns, high detectability. So basically you're going to be boasting 6 460mm guns versus 9. The bombers are high damage per attack run. Of course, they would be 2 attacking flights on deck and HE bombs. Slow aircraft preparation time. And only the damage control party and repair party. So not even a spotter plane. So you're gonna have high conceal. Movement's gonna suck. But here you go. You can see all your little flight deck here on the back. So let's just talk about aircraft. So that's what makes this boat different. So you have Type 99 planes with maximum bomb damage. Excuse me, I'm still jet lagged. 8,500 damage. Dang, and you pin 61mm deck. Dang. 48% chance of causing fire on target. How many bombs do you drop? Size of attack aircraft flight 8. So I see bombs and payload too. So you drop 16 bombs. Jeez, 202nd reload time. Okay, so it's, yeah, basically over a 3-minute. That's atrocious. Wow. Huh. Wargaming really likes more planes than World of Warships. So that armor, the survivability, excuse me, it's, I think, on par with, is it more? Isn't Yamato 96,300? Or I got that confused. It's 102,300 without the Charlie Kilo combat signal. 55% torpedo reduction, and I'm going to guess you have your same, it's the same exact hull. Yeah, it's got the same cheek weaknesses on the front and the back. Artillery, so you have a 28-second reload time, so to take main battery mod 3 in the 6th slot, you're cooking it less, what, under 26, like 25 something. Still long 180 turn time, 14,800 AP, 7,300 HE, and 26.1. So yeah, you don't really even need the spotter plane, just if you were trying to maybe see over an island better. So yeah, I mean, it fits, I guess, in the sense of, like, if they're gonna do a hybrid battleship, like, Yamato Aki is already a sniper mid-range, long-range battleship. So it's not like the that stupid tier 10 German cruiser hybrid that people play in the back all the time, and it's a cruiser, right? So Yamato with a bit of a different flavor. Then you have the I-5644. This is a submarine available for 35,000 coal. So if you're a submarine player, you probably are going to want to pick this up. It has long-range torpedoes, has a large hit point pool, and torpedo damage increased at longer ranges. High detectability, low underwater speed. Come down here, you have a main battery reload booster consumable available. Because why not? Because you get a main battery gun on the I-56. It's fascinating how that happens, right? And this is a tier 10 submarine. So if I pop this open here, so it looks like you got an AA gun, and it's this bad boy right here. It's probably 1 second reload time or something. 2 second reload time, and you get a main battery reload booster, and it's a 140 millimeter gun. And you only get high explosive shells. We can pin 23 millimeter. Interesting. Interesting. So only when you're surface can you utilize it. So that hit point pool is 25,600 without, again, Charlie Kilo or anything else. You can see, you know, vulnerable sub. It's supposed to be. Now those torpedoes, they have 15 kilometer maximum range, maximum damage of 25,833. Maximum damage threshold is from 12 kilometers that you want to be firing those out. So it's a pretty spicy submarine. It focuses more on the longer range attack. So if you like something that's a little bit more closer, you're probably, as an example, let me just throw this ship in for your thoughts to give submarine commanders a little bit more of some thoughts here. I think Gato has some heavy hitting torps. 20,700. So that might be something to consider if you prefer trying to get your torps off at a more closer range. I want to check Archer Fish as well, just to get my head straight here. 8,000, 15,000. Okay, so it's not alternative torpedoes, 15,000, and then 8,000 for the homing. So yeah, so basically I-5644 is a little bit more of a long-range torpedo submarine. Yeah, Valparaiso, it's probably the most busted ship here. I don't know how Wargaming ever put the ship into the game as is, because literally to go up against Valparaiso just sucks unless you're a Valparaiso, which Valparaiso is just like, okay, who makes the more dumber decision that costs that Valparaiso's life? It's a tier 9 Pan American battleship, available for 30,000 steel, or I think with the coupon I made it like 25,500. The thing that makes this boat stupid strong is the combat instructions, which significantly reduce consumable cooldown time upon activation. Combat instructions have multiple activation conditions. So I think it's shell hits and then I think potential damage. Basically, you can get your heals off non-stop, and your damage control parties off non-stop as long as you're in combat. So it's the most, it is of, excluding CVs and excluding aircraft carriers and submarines, this is the most pay-to-win boat in the game. I can't click show on port because I have it right here since I picked it up. But it's very much a pay-to-win boat. So actually I can just show you that combat instruction. Negative 95% on that consumable preparation reload time. Yes, so basically you get your repair parties and you get your specialized repair teams off cooldown really fast, and you can see that's a pretty big HP per second heal. It's an 8-second action time on the heal, which is why that number is so high. But then, you have your commander, and you could be taking things like improved repair party readiness, and you get another heal, which you're probably going to be running, and increase the cooldown time, decrease the cooldown time, improve the cooldown time of your consumables. I'm sorry, I'm still jet lagged. So this ship boasts some pretty decent armor, 32. But then 40 to 356, 356, and you can see just a kind of a montage of armor here. I don't know why the sound keeps giving out. The survivability, 71,600, so I think that was almost the same as Hawaii, wasn't it? But again, we're talking about tier 9 battleship. The guns that you have here are 381s. You get 6 of them, or sorry, excuse me, 8 of them in total. I was thinking, I was like, wait, is it 10? And then I was like, 6. It's 8. And then it's a secondary boat, so you would be like running a secondary commander. So, you know, as example, if I sent him to the reserve and I threw on this guy, which I don't actually have improved repair party readiness, we can kind of see a little bit more of what's going on here. But it's 25-second reload time on those 380s, 381s. And this is a brawling mid-range battleship. So if you don't like brawling, then you're not going to like Valparaiso. You can get a lot out of the boat. Like, I have seen like some very okay average players have like 70% win rates with this boat. Because it really just comes down to managing your combat instructions, your heal, and your damage control party. So it's the most pay-to-win boat in the game right now. I'm buying it. I bought it, but I'm buying it in anticipation of Wargaming nerfing it at some point. I think it just depends on how many get in the game, because it's not fun to go up against the Valparaiso at all. Like, you know, Valparaiso can just kind of like barge in. The weaknesses of Valparaiso is more like submarines, sustained focused aircraft carrier attacks, and destroyers with torpedoes. Like Asacios, Shima, Kazes, you know, Changmus, Yuyangs, you know, that's really your big threat. The other thing that is a big threat that I don't think people take into consideration enough on this boat is also if you don't manage your broadside well, like you can get absolutely dove struck. Like, not like easy, but like if you have a battleship, that's kind of the way you have to play against Valparaiso. If you're like in a battleship or like, let's say, a really heavy battle cruiser, you're really hoping that they just go broadside and you just clap them, because they can just heal so fast that if you basically want to one-shot them as best as possible, or just the whole team gets in on the action there. We also have a cruiser, the French cruiser. It's tier 9, the Havre. I'm just guessing there. It is a cruiser that boasts a large hit point pool, high secondary battery gun efficiency, combat instructions available, low main battery damage per minute, low ship speed. Now, if I'm looking correctly here, this looks kind of like a Marseille. If I said that right. Yeah, DCP, hydro, engine boost, repair party. Yeah, it looks like the same. So let's go ahead and check it out. Yeah, it looks the same. Artillery, yeah, 330s. That's the same thing as Marseille. Again, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Apologize if I'm not. 4800 HE damage, 10,750 on the armor piercing. Survivability 55,300. Pretty sure that's the same as Marseille. So how is the boat different? A defense, artillery. I think it's the secondary batteries that are coming into play here. I think they just reintroduced Marseille, copy paste, and they just focus more on the secondaries. It's kind of like a mini Jean Bar, if you will. I guess that's a good way to think about it. But A seems okay-ish. Probably struggle against tier 10 and super CVs. Conceal 14.7. Okay, so you can get that 12 underneath. Alright, I think I've seen what I need to see now. Alright, so in terms of these 6 boats, depending on how much steel you have, you know, I think Valparaiso is the obvious option of the 6 to go for here. I would pick it first. Now, if you're like a big submarine fanatic, yeah, sure, I-54, you're a big hybrid fanatic. You really like Yamato. Aki might make sense for you as well. I'd say the top 2 boats I'm thinking here is Valparaiso and probably Bremen. You know, you have, and to summarize super brief each boat, key objectives, large hit point pool. It's meant to get shot to an extent. Alternative firing shells, Yeah, you're playing around capture points. German cruiser with quarter pin, high explosive, and really good HE penetration values on these 1,650mm guns. So ideally, probably fighting, you're probably playing a little bit more of the flanks. You can dish out some damage. You've got some torpedoes if you need them on hand. Aki, as the game's spacing again. Yamato with 6 guns, faster reload time because we only have 6 guns, and then massive potential with the HE dive bombers that pin 61mm. So, and they drop 16 bombs and they do like 8,000 damage each, I think is what we saw. So that's just like, dang. I-5644, basically a long range, a submarine that's more designed to have long range attacks outside 12 kilometer to get that nasty 25,000 plus torpedo damage hits. But then, you know, if you're hitting underneath the 12 kilometers, then it's just going to be reduced a bit. I'm not entirely sure what that looks like. So another pickup there. Valparaiso, a Pan-American battleship meant to brawl. Utilize your islands to close the distance. You know, it's tier 9 with only 71,000 hit points, I think is what we said. So you still have to play smart, but that combat instructions just lets you get away with murder. The Havre, seems like it's just a Marseille, which I really love playing Marseille a lot. It's a really fun boat. And it looks like they have more of a focus on the secondary battery with no main battery reload booster. I meant to say that previously. So a little bit of a different flavor. And it looks like the secondaries, I don't remember if I told you guys, they pin 23mm. So yeah, kind of interesting to think if you'd want to take that over a certain threshold or not. Otherwise, you have the Silver Ray enemy destruction effect. It looks like I do not get to see a clip of that. It's just something to throw 6,000 steel at if you have a lot of steel. If you don't have a lot of steel, like, don't waste it. Oh yeah, I can hover it. There you go. You can see what it looks like now. So it's very flashy. It's basically, look at me, I'm a whale. I threw 6,000 steel at this enemy destruction effect. It's basically what the enemy destruction effects are. They're kind of just show off. Then you have some that are much more show off than others. Then you have a array of various permanent camouflages that range from 8,000 to, was it 6,000 steel? Black is 6,000. Oh, Flint's 4,000. So if you really want a unique custom design on, maybe like you love playing your Ragnar and you're like, I need to have this permanent camouflage, then go right on ahead. You can throw some money into the game. You know, here's another Ragnar option, and you can click show and port and kind of get a feel for it and see if you like it or not. Otherwise, you know, I'm going to say don't spend any of your steel on these permanent camouflages unless you've just picked up all the steel boats in normal steel ship armory slot, or you just want to focus on building up more steel, or you have a ton to blow, you know, then go for it. So that's going to bring up my thoughts as a close for this. So I hope the video was helpful. If you liked today's video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do see more. If you subscribe, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. Until next time, take care.